Usually, before I go shaking my tits for the press, I like to go see how the professionals do it.
That's a hell of an intro, isn't it? This is the police.
Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this. But in fact, it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention.
And I like the writing in
girls
this.
are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
This is the police. It's an interesting game. It's a cop sim, kind of. You're the grizzled old cop that's kind of gotta walk the line. But yeah, the writing excellent. The character you play as, voiced by the guy that voices Duke Nukem, of all people. So, the writing is excellent. I love the story. The game is pretty simple in itself. Let's see. City Hall confirms rumors of Jack Boyd's resignation. Mark War II to be shown in Freeburg the day before the worldwide premiere by the mayor's personal request. And Mayor Rogers, sex maniac? Question mark? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, third time's a charm. Vintage.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away.
Well, that's stupid.
Yesterday,
Who would tell their
turned
kid that?
60, but I still take
They
his
just
advice.
blow away in the wind?
Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences. But for me, it's more like a confessional. No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher.
The beginning is kind of cutscene heavy, but the majority of the game is not. So,
This is the first
at least
time
from what
I'm
I
afraid of
remember.
those answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me. The worst thing is, I know I'm gonna have to do something. I'll be damned if I know how far I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them.
Press conference
I
time.
learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons.
Yeah, you just close your eyes.
But what do you
Right.
do when they're trying to
They
rip
just
your
go.
soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
Yep, you just get up there in front of all of them and you just close your eyes for the whole press conference. Good morning. Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about it in advance? How do we want to play this? Do we want to be like the grizzled, like, fuck City Hall cop? Yeah, let's play it hard. I've been expecting this bullshit from the mayor. Mayor Rogers is a dishonorable, corrupt politician. He's been waiting for an opportunity to get rid of me. Do you already know the name of your successor? No. Of course not. And I don't think the mayor's office knows who it is either. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy, Francis Kendrick, said he was looking forward to resigning. The mayor offered him your position. Would that change his mind? Who cares? That's his business, not mine. Ask him yourself. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the mafia. Do you have anything to say about this? Well, I mean, all of these are fucking bad answers. I don't know. I don't know if the police are. And yes, I'm working with the mafia, and yes, I'm working with the mafia, but I don't want to admit it. Excuse me, but that's a pile of horse shit. The mafia and the police working together? Maybe they're in cahoots with the aliens. The mafia are a bunch of low-life criminals. How about someone ask a real question? Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? Let's go with basing it off my first answer. Definitely. Of course it's the reason. Personal relations are always important, no matter what anyone says. Thank you.
How's the back today, Mr. Boyd?
Same as usual.
How did the press
I'll
conference
throw it
go?
out,
You
you
can
know.
read about it in the newspapers tomorrow.
Last night was just
Don't
going to
let anyone
town
in,
and
Even
just
Mr.
slipped a
Kendrick?
disc.
especially Mr. Kendrick.
Oh, going for the pills. Taking some of the happy red pills. They really mellow you out after a hard press conference. You mix it with mix it with some whiskey and a cigar.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell. White summer shoes, white socks, white
Yeah.
shorts, white polo shirt, and the white smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping
God,
to catch you.
he
at
sounds
the
like the
press
sleazebag
conference.
already.
You ran away.
Jack.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well, this morning I signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
He just steal my painting?
The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and
What's that
quiet
supposed to
for
mean?
the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how
That's
am I
oddly
supposed to scrape
specific.
together a
180
retirement
days?
fund?
You had a million chances.
That's
to
like what,
secure a luxury
8
pension,
months?
One that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon. "180 days.
For 6
quiet,
months, duh.
Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me.
So they
I have a new assistant, Troy Starr.
made me
If you have
resign, but then
something to
made me
tell
stay for 6 months?
call
That's
him.
kind of weird.
But try not to bother him. He's a busy man.
I'll do my best.
Troy
Quit
Starr.
smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it.
Sounds like
soon.
some kind of failed actor's name. Troy Starr. Oh. Well.
Oh, I'm sorry, babe. Only the mayor has this number.
Well,
Mr. Mayor?
I'm not the
Yeah,
mayor.
is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Oh my god. I love it. This Troy Starr, go fuck yourself. Francis Kendrick could replace Jack Boyd. No one said that. Next police chief could be one of Boyd's subordinates. No one said that. Cleanness of city streets increased by 20%. Wow. Man, maybe you should get that starter looked at.
Cops don't use the police.
What happened? I didn't push anything. Okay, I guess it just decided to skip on its own. All right, show me what you got. Freebird PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. I'm assuming that bottle means he's an alcoholic. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency level of your policeman. Figure around 150 is considered average. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work. And a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employees lose 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. Okay. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off, while others like to drink too much. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. Okay, so we got Kochi, Yancey, Erdy, Tsubaki, Asano, Austin, and Price. And Mole or Mole. I prefer Mole. Mole, DeBrito. Oh, DeBrito looks like the grizzled man. And Armstrong, which the brown ones are detectives, which I think it tells us later. Let's start the day. Oh, listen to that. Oh, that beat. Also, why do we have a map, like a 3D model of the city in our office? Calls. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth, so the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. So, I have to left trigger and then hit A. Jesus Christ. Okay. Wow. I'm an idiot. Calls, slots. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units are allowed to send on the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information, from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on, all of this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look simple at first glance until it turns into a brutal meat grinder. Or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. Hit and run. At the Everyday Mall, a married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot pack over a homeless man who'd been digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. Okay, well, that doesn't sound particularly difficult. I guess let's just send Tsubaki and Asano. Send those two out. Seems like an easy call. The last pictures show theater. Private fight. A theater manager reports that during a showing of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempted to force his way into the theater, carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with the theater's security guards. Okay, that sounds like Kochi and Yancey. Get out there. Break up that fight. With the snowboard, which is... I don't know why you would try to break in anywhere with a snowboard, but okay. Uh-oh. Storm's coming in. Hit and run. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops or civilians. Dead cops hurt your roster, and dead citizens bother the mayor even more than the living ones. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Nice. Oh, and they get some... They like, level up after each one. Good, good. So you don't want to use the same ones, like, all the time. Fight. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Nice. Oh, armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. The criminals fled in a car, but the store manager wrote down the car's license plate. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Well, that's probably their mom's car. I guess Purdy and... Oh, God. Austin. Go do that. Bryce, you're on deck. Another fight. A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. That doesn't sound particularly difficult. Let's send Price. Send old lady Price out there. She looks like she could talk down a couple of kids arguing over a will. She might have to be doing that for herself pretty soon.
412A in progress.
Ghetto. Assault in the ghetto. Passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and money. Oh, okay. Tsubaki, Yancey, you're on it.
Officer on scene.
Uh-oh.
Looks like we
When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time on this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. So, okay. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. Sounds of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Okay. Mind you, my cops are like, hey, we made it to the house, and, like, it sounds like there's people in there. What do you want us to do? Like, okay, probably don't want them to knock on the door, right? Fuck it. Sneak in through an open window. Oh, God! Officer dead! Oh, no! We lost one already! Oh, man! Well, Austin, we hardly knew ye. We'll just move right on from that. Offender escaped, officers unharmed. Asano, come on! You were supposed to watch Bryce. Wow. Oh, good start. Good start. So we already lost one. Day one. Excellent.
412A.
Did you guys at least catch him? Thank you. Offender caught. Officers unharmed. Good job. Well, let's just go ahead and end the day. If you think you need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you can order any cop to come in and work overtime, but if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Somebody's bound to make a mistake. Oh, Austin. That's a shame.
Used to be when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years,
Oh,
he
is this the
reminded
guy
me
they
of
think
a
is gonna
gallant royal
replace me?
officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it
Looks
all.
like a feeble old man.
Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point every stolen dollar brings more misery than
The
anything
dirty
else.
cop.
Probably sounds crazy, but I sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
Called all of the people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we
Yeah,
talking?
what does that
here?
mean?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation.
Man, this guy
and
just
who you're
sounds
dealing
like a
with.
dirty cop.
How much are you looking to earn?
Just the way he talks.
$500,000.
$500,000?
Wow.
Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants to take $1 million. Figured I'd try something different.
$500,000 in 180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later...
Dude, what city is
they'll
going to
put the
pay
finger on
their
you.
police
And
chief
one more thing,
$500,000?
I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand.
Christopher Sand? I don't know who that
Christopher
is.
G. Sand. Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes back as far as his great-grandfather. And Sand is strict about following the old rules. He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point
We got
across.
the old
The people who work for
The
him
old
each
mob
have their
boss.
sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sam
Follows the
pulls
old
strings
rules.
without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes
Has a
mistake
code.
his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people.
Jesus.
Old men, women, even a few teenagers. And Sand's people made sure every paper reported it. Frank, I don't want to hear you say that name again.
Jack, please, listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
I have a feeling we're gonna go there. Pretty strong feeling we're gonna end up going there. Day 3.